drought, starvation, dangers always lurking in the heart's grasp. The rivers rush fiercely, where death hides beneath murky waters. Quiet footsteps cross scorching sun and fierce winds, clinging to a single chance at survival. Every passing second is a battle with the earth and sky, with instinct and with the invisible flow of time. The Great Migration is not just a journey of the body, it is also the harshest test for those who survive. Not all will reach the final destination, but none will stop moving. For in the journey itself, they prove that they are living as a small, sacred part of an impermanent universe. Would you like to accompany this journey? If so, please comment where you live so that we may be closer with every step. Welcome to the wild savannah, the journey of migration and challenge in the land of predators. Part 1. Since the 1970s, each year, a cycle of survival has been endlessly repeated across the African savannah. Over 1,700,000 wildebeest, 260,000 zebras, and 470,000 gazelles begin their challenging journey. From Serengeti to Masai Mara, they cross more than 1,200 kilometers of arid land just to find new water and grass. Each step is a race for survival. The herds of wildebeest move like waves. Dry grass rises. Dust swirls in the wind. They never stop, moving towards the promised land. Each adult, weighing nearly 270 kilograms, must overcome the challenges set by nature. For the young, weighing only about 18 kilograms, the world is an uncompromising battlefield. Predators are always lurking, waiting to attack. Roars thunder through the night. Desperate cries echo across the savannah, but that is not all. The Mara River is the final and most brutal challenge. Muddy waters. Crocodiles, over 5 meters long, lying in wait. Teeth sharp as knives, ready to end the lives of those who falter. About 250,000 wildebeest and 30,000 zebras lose their lives each year. Near the dry season, withered grasslands, exhausted bodies cause many to collapse. This journey is a death sentence for the weak and a survival test for the strong, a battle between hope and despair, where life and death intertwine, painting a portrait of survival in a harsh land. Serengeti, a flat land of more than 5,700 square miles, is the starting point of one of the planet's greatest journeys. This is the heart of the Great Migration, a miraculous natural phenomenon that began millions of years ago. Through geological upheavals and climate change, this plain gradually became one of the most important survival lands for the world's wildlife. About 2 million years ago, the appearance of blue wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles began to shape the savanna's unique ecosystem. Here, large herbivores developed according to seasonal migration cycles, a rhythm of life bound to nature. The rains and the vitality rising from the earth awaken the instinct to migrate, leading the great herds to roam after signs of fertile land and new grass. A scientific study published in 2023 confirmed that the Great Migration may have begun around 1,700,000 years ago. This migration was formed during the Pleistocene, from about 2.5 million to 11,700 years ago, and has become an essential survival cycle across the African savanna. Since the area was prioritized for conservation from the 1970s, animal populations have stabilized and recovered, continuing to write the eternal story between nature and life. When the rainy season ends, the grasslands quickly change color. Vegetation withers under harsh sunlight, no longer able to sustain the millions of creatures here. Fragile, short-lived existence forces herds to keep moving forward. Wildebeest graze even the tallest grass down to the soil, leaving behind barren fields. But this is only the beginning of a new cycle. As the fresh grass sprouts, the smaller, swifter Thompson's gazelles seize the opportunity to feed, becoming opportunists on the wide plain. This rebirth is like a lifeblood, nourishing a balanced ecosystem, where each species plays an irreplaceable role. Migration is not just a journey for food, but a testament to the solidarity among small creatures striving to survive in a harsh land. Herds move like living rivers, sheltering each other from lurking predators. But when thousands of footsteps move in one direction, they create the power of unity, a dance of survival, a breathless race against nature and time. The short, rainy season, from December to March in the African savanna, marks Serengeti's moment of rebirth. The first rains touch the earth like drops of life, bringing vitality to the dry fields. According to Tanzania's meteorological agency in 2023, average rainfall from 10 to 30 centimeters per month during this period has allowed vegetation to thrive. Fresh green grass grows abundantly, becoming a precious food source for mothers who have just given birth. At this time, the grass is not just food, but the very foundation of an entire ecosystem. Grasses such as Temeda, Chiandra, and Pennisatum minum flourish thanks to abundant rainfall, becoming the lifeline for millions of herbivores. Research from the Tanzania Wildlife Research Institute in 2023 shows that the mild climate, with temperatures ranging from 20 to 26 degrees Celsius, creates ideal conditions for safe and favorable breeding seasons. Though the rains are gentle, They are the source of revived life. The grasslands are an invisible hand, protecting herds of newborns. The rains are neither torrential nor violent, but enough to keep the land green, without flooding and without disrupting the footsteps of migrating herds. With abundant grass and gentle climate, the east and south of Serengeti become ideal resting points. The blue wildebeest herds gather here, choosing this land to give birth, where the calves will grow under nature's gentle protection. This is not only a crucial stage in the migration cycle, but also a vital time to ensure the continuity of the entire population in the Great Migration. During this period, the grassland becomes a vibrant tableau, where 500,000 wildebeest calves are born in just a few short weeks. This is a mass birthing phenomenon, an extremely powerful survival strategy. According to Serengeti Research Institute in 2023, this phenomenon helps reduce the risk of predation. Mass birth overwhelms lions, hyenas, and cheetahs, forcing them to make futile choices. The abundance of calves, hundreds of thousands, forms a living wall, sheltering each other, no matter how clever and fierce. Predators cannot reach them all. Serengeti now is like a giant survival arena, where numbers become strength. Synchronized birthing is not just a way to protect each individual, but a fierce rebirth of the whole herd, a living stream that never stops in the journey of the Great Migration. But numbers alone are not enough. In the harsh survival journey of the Great Migration, wildebeest calves must grow quickly, for time is not on their side. Only minutes after birth, the 18-kilogram calf must stand. Those first steps are not simply instinct, they are a matter of life and death. Just a few hours later, they begin to run, joining the herd, evading the hungry eyes of lions, hyenas, cheetahs, and countless predators lurking nearby. Thanks to nutrient-rich mother's milk, the calves grow at an astonishing rate. Within weeks, they can run almost like adults, reaching speeds of about 40 to 50 kilometers per hour. This is a key factor in escaping predators, especially when the herd moves constantly across more than 1,200 kilometers of vast savanna. This instinct is etched into every cell, becoming a vital factor for survival. Zebras also have a breeding season coinciding with the rains in Serengeti. However, the plains zebra's breeding season usually occurs year-round. But in the eastern and southern parts of Tanzania, the zebra's peak breeding season falls from December to March. This difference creates unique, distinct survival strategies for zebras in the wild. The gestation period for zebras is from 12 to 13 months, but only 20 to 30 minutes after birth, a zebra foal can stand, staggering its first steps. They weigh only about 30 kilograms. But that does not matter. What matters is that they must stand, join the herd, and run. Every second is precious on the endless plains. Predators never rest, watching, waiting for that moment of weakness when a foal is left behind. Yet, zebra foals, by miraculous survival instinct, quickly integrate with the herd. When the herd moves, they are no longer easy targets. This is a survival strategy where each individual is part of a unified whole, and every running step is a heartbeat in the symphony of survival. However, the long gestation period also makes zebras easier targets for predators. Fortunately, zebras are not alone in this struggle. The herd's unity is their strongest survival strategy. The whole herd moves as one, protecting the foals with a living barrier of solidarity. On migration journeys of over 1,200 miles, zebras often accompany wildebeest and gazelles, forming a gigantic living wall. Target dispersion makes it difficult for predators to focus on a single individual. In 2023, research from Serengeti Research Institute showed that zebra foal survival rates increased significantly thanks to fast movement and tight protection from the herd. In a world where danger always lurks, zebras have turned community spirit into an invisible armor, shielding them from the claws of bloodthirsty predators in the wild savannah, joining the birthing season like wildebeest and zebras. But Thompson's gazelles have completely different habits and reproductive behavior. Their gestation is shorter, only about 5 to 6 months. Each time, a female gives birth to a single fawn weighing about 4 to 5 kilograms. In the harsh survival environment, the fawn must quickly stand and adapt to the world of dry grass and burning sun from its earliest days. Thompson's gazelle fawns, weighing only 4 to 5 kilograms at birth, do not immediately follow the herd like other species. Instead, their survival strategy is more subtle, hiding in nature during the first days of life. The fawn lies still in tall grass, its light brown coat blending into the landscape. This natural camouflage helps it survive the most vulnerable period. Each day, the mother returns to nurse, then leaves the fawn in the dense grass, where predators are hard-pressed to find it. The ability to hide in the grasslands is not just a way to avoid danger, but the key to survival on Africa's harsh savanna. After the birthing season at the year's start, from April to May, southern Serengeti grasslands begin to dry out. The rains are gone, the green grass only a memory, opening up withered fields, trampled by millions of heavy wildebeest, zebra, and Thompson's gazelle steppes. This is one of the most important phases of the Great Migration. Southern Serengeti, once paradise, now becomes barren land, no longer nourishing the herds. But further north, green fields still await. The day of departure, not fixed. It can happen any time from late April to early June, when southern grasslands offer nothing to hold them back. The journey north becomes the only option. Grumeti and lands beyond are the last hope for survival. Now the herd must set out, more than 800 kilometers north, where new grasslands await. A colossal parade begins. 1 million wildebeest, 300,000 gazelles, and 200,000 zebras. They form lines as long as 40 kilometers, an endless current swept up in the pulse of life and survival. Each individual moves with a single goal: to survive. With immense food needs, the wildebeest herd consumes tons of grass each day. They have no choice but to move quickly north, where grass and water still support life. These animals can travel from 10 to 15 kilometers per day, much faster than other migration phases. This speed is survival instinct etched through generations. When southern and central grasslands are almost gone, they must reach new land before the dry season destroys everything. If delayed, the risk of malnutrition and exhaustion haunts every step. At this time, rainfall also begins to decrease, altering the herd's path. They follow the western corridor, crossing small streams and marshes left from the last rains. The hurried footsteps of wildebeest and zebra echo on cracked earth. The savannah now is a death race, where agility and the ability to guide the herd through barren lands are the keys to survival. These great migrating herds are not just groups searching for food, but living walls protecting one another. They use a special strategy, moving in large herds. Their density makes it hard for predators to identify and select targets. This reduces the chance of a successful attack. However, moving deep north, large herds begin to split into smaller groups. This strategy reduces pressure on vegetation and increases each individual's access to food. Each small herd is a survival fortress along the journey of more than 1,900 kilometers, where every step is a battle for survival. The journey north is not just a search for food and water, but a race against death. The closer they approach the Grumeti River, the fiercer the survival path for these migrating herds. Cat family predators ramp up activity, making this area a hotspot for brutal ambushes. According to the Tanzania Wildlife Research Institute in 2023, this period sees higher hunting success rates than any other time of year. Weary, food-depleted wildebeest, after a grueling journey, become easy targets on open ground. Lions and cheetahs, the most skilled in Serengeti, do not miss a single opportunity as the herds cross exposed areas. The constant presence of predators at every turn keeps the migrating herds on high alert. Each step could be a gamble between life and death, between searing heat and the cold indifference of claws. Lions are notorious, organized, and extremely dangerous predators to migrating animals on the African savanna. They do not hunt randomly but with strategy, choosing ambush spots along the wildebeest and zebra migration routes. Lionesses often pick areas with dense bushes, trees, or rough terrain to hide, using surprise and the prey's exhaustion after a long journey. Facing this threat, herbivores have developed their own defensive strategies. Zebras, with excellent vision, often lead the migration. According to Serengeti Research Institute in 2023, zebras can spot predators from up to 2.5 kilometers away. When they detect lions, they sound loud calls to alert the herd, helping the group quickly reorganize, increase vigilance, and adjust direction if needed. If forced to run, zebras and wildebeest can reach speeds of 60 to 80 kilometers per hour, enough to challenge lionesses, who can only maintain high speeds briefly if escape fails. Wildebeest and zebras still have their own defensive skills to face the savannah's deadliest predator. Wildebeest can weigh about 230 kilograms, with powerful bodies and curved, sharp horns up to nearly 80 centimeters long. When attacked, they not only run but can counterattack, using horns to butt and stab the enemy. Even a tough, strong lioness can be badly injured by a direct hit from an adult wildebeest. Zebras, weighing up to 400 kilograms, are formidable opponents too. Their powerful hind kicks can cause serious injury to lions, especially if they land on the head or chest. According to Tanzania Wildlife Research Institute in 2024, a zebra's kick can generate enough force to stop an attack in its tracks. Additionally, zebras often move in small groups and use kicking as an effective defensive reflex when surrounded. Areas full of tall grass and uneven terrain become tense battlegrounds. On one side, patient lion lurk. On the other, herds of wary herbivores step carefully. The survival battle between predator and prey plays out every day, every moment, where the boundary between life and death is but a breath apart. Meanwhile, cheetahs are also the terror of gazelles and zebras. With astonishing speeds of 95 to 120 kilometers per hour in short chases, cheetahs are the fastest land hunters. On the wide grasslands of the African savanna, where speed is a survival weapon, cheetahs maximize their advantage, charging straight at their target across flat plains. But migrating animals are not helpless when predators begin the chase. The gazelle herds do not scatter in fear instead. They use a very clever tactic. Though small, Thompson's gazelles are extremely agile, scattering in many directions. This dispersal scrambles the cheetah's vision, making it difficult to focus on a specific target. With speeds reaching 80 to 95 kilometers per hour, Thompson's gazelles are not easy prey. However, their most potent weapon is not just speed, but also agile direction changes. They use zigzag running tactics, is sharp, sudden turns that easily throw off the cheetah's stride. These movements require extreme precision and make it impossible for the predator to maintain maximum speed for long. Cheetahs can only keep high speed for about 20 to 30 seconds. And if the gazelle can endure that period, the chance of escape increases significantly. Around May to June, the migrating herds gradually move westward in Serengeti, where the Grumeti River blocks their path to survival. Now, the journey faces a fierce challenge, crossing raging waters. Predators lurk beneath the surface or stalk the banks, waiting for the moment the herds must cross. The lush grass on the far side seems close, but the river ahead is the fragile boundary between life and death. The Grumeti River, though not as wide as the Mara, is still a harsh challenge on the migration route. Its length is only about 50 kilometers, but narrow. Deep sections become deadly traps for migrating herds, who usually move in large groups to take advantage of numbers against predators. Yet, upon reaching the river, The pressure of strong currents and sudden attacks force the herd to split. Such separation easily leaves calves or weaker individuals behind, making them easy prey for crocodiles lurking below the surface. The chaos at Grumeti has turned it into a deadly hotspot, where a single misstep can lead to irreparable loss in this perilous journey. As the herds enter the Grumeti, they face one of Africa's most fearsome predators, the Nile crocodile. These underwater monsters wait in silence, patiently for the herd to step within striking range. With an average length of 5 to 6 meters and a bite force up to 3,700 pressure units, a moment's inattention is enough for an adult zebra to be dragged down into the murky water in an instant. According to the African Wildlife Conservation Fund in 2024, in chaotic river crossings, Nile crocodiles can have a success rate of up to 70%. But the Grumeti is not the only challenge. On both riverbanks, big cats like lions, hyenas, and leopards are lying in ambush, waiting for moments of prey, carelessness. Among them, leopards are famed for their climbing and ambush skills from above, especially dangerous in thick vegetation. They wait patiently on high branches, timing their strike for the moment a weak or separated calf is alone. According to Serengeti Research Institute in 2024, leopards can have a success rate of 50 to 60% when attacking weak or young individuals. They take advantage of chaos after the crossing to pick off prey unable to keep up. With supple bodies and formidable speed, leopards can take down prey with a single precise strike, then haul the carcass up a tree to avoid losing their reward to lions or hyenas. No matter how dangerous or difficult, the migrating herds must push through to reach the land of hope and life beyond the river. Now, they display skillful survival instincts and strategies when approaching the Grumeti, choosing when, where, and how to cross becomes a matter of life and death. A wrong decision could mean disaster in the face of waiting crocodiles. In May and June, the Grumeti is usually full from heavy rains weeks before, yet as rain subsides, river levels fluctuate, creating hazardous conditions for crossing herds. At this time, the most important survival strategy is to move in large herds. About 1 million wildebeest and 200,000 zebras will cross the river during this period, usually in groups of 5,000 to 10,000 at a time. The strongest individuals often lead, searching the riverbed for a safe path for the whole herd. Moving in large groups not only increases the chance of survival by shielding each other, but also creates unpredictable chaos. This confusion makes it hard for predators to identify a clear target for attack. Amidst churning waters and bloody hunts, the herd's unity becomes its greatest weapon, turning this perilous journey into a brutal contest between life and death. One of the distinct behaviors scientists have recorded during migration is the wildebeest herd's hesitation before crossing the grumeti. This behavior can last from several hours to several days as the whole herd gathers on the riverbank, watching the water and probing for the presence of Nile crocodiles. This hesitation is not merely indecision, but a vital survival strategy. This caution lets the leaders detect hidden dangers, especially when water is too deep or crocodiles are lurking near the shore. Those moments of waiting, seemingly calm, are in fact times of extreme tension, where the line between life and death rests on a single decision. This careful observation and scouting help the entire herd minimize risks and increase survival chances when facing the fierce river. This is not just a migration, but a true contest of wits with nature, where survival instinct is honed through millions of years of evolution